How's it going, everyone? I do want to mention that before we get into anything, this would be like more of a beginner slash to intermediate tutorial. Meaning if you don't have too much experience into this, like you're very new, you've never opened the editing software, I'm gonna kind of fly by through this. Just follow along as best as you can. By any means, anyone can put yourself to the task. Today here we have Davinci Resolve open in the background. I already have loaded in the files I want to use. What I will be doing today is I will be taking this image. This is an image that I had created through AI generative art through prompts. If you've been following my series prior to even me making this video, you're a real MVP. That's all I'm gonna say. Very few. Shout out to ATX Crypto on YouTube. Check him out. He does a little mini series indulging into AI, like different avenues, free version, paid versions. In his opinion, he has a good little series he's got going on every Sunday over there. I play this through, nothing happens. This is just a straight flat image. It even says JPEG right there, right? One thing we can note, this is 1080 by 1920 for the ratio of shorts, TikTok feeds, because this will be going up. But one thing you can tell, it has the black lines. So we're gonna go ahead and fix that off gate. This is going to be like an intermediate tutorial. I do want to mention that before we get into anything. This would be like more of a beginner slash to intermediate tutorial. Meaning if you don't have too much experience into this, like you're very new, you've never opened the editing software, I'm going to kind of fly by through this. Just follow along as best as you can. By any means, anyone can put yourself to the task. That's kind of how I do it. But also I do want to know I'm very new. I am a beginner myself at Resolve. So anyways, first thing I want to do is get rid of this black bars, so to speak. I just want to fit this image to the screen. So when people look at it through their phone, scrolling, when they use the bathroom, at work, wherever people do these things, right, it fits the screen. So now we already have a better transformation off gate. I then want to click and drag this image to the timeline. Now I have it added to the timeline. It already applied the transform, which is awesome, amazing. Next thing I like to do is create a foreground and a background in my image. I'm going to copy my image here, and then I want to take a mask. So I'm going to right click, I'm going to hit new fusion clip, and then I'm going to right click the top, and I am going to open in Fusion if I can find it myself. Boom. So now we're here in our new page. Here's our Fusion page. What I want to start off with is masking him out. That's my first. That way I can define him and the rest of the scene. Now I have a foreground and a background that I will be defining. So then I would select the top clip, go to the Fusion page, and then I would like to add a polygon mask. I have the mask applied. Don't be discouraged. It's going to look like this. Just hide the polygon for now. Then you're going to want to zoom on, and I'm going to, just for this tutorial sakes, and in this part, I'm going to go ahead and pull that down. My mouse, I can't see it on my screen too well, so I'm going to do my best with this. So yeah, I'm going to mask him out. We got him masked out now. So if we just select this back on, we will see that the mask is now cut out and this is off, on. What also I would like to do is scroll up in here and soften up these edges a little bit. That way we give a better illusion what we're looking for, right? There we go. So now we can go back to our edit screen, and then if we hide the bottom track, we will see now our masked gentleman sitting here. This is one layer foreground. And then if we hide this one, this is my background. Keep in mind you will still see him. It's just a copied clip. That's it. So now I'm going to go ahead and add in another track. So the first thing we can do now is come back to the beginning of the timeline. Normally I would do like a zoom transform keyframe, but I'm going to test out with this dynamic zoom. So now we have a simple basic moving image. Congratulations, you have now animated a still image in Davinci Resolve. You can click off now if you would like. Now, if you wanted to make more details or a little bit more details, feel free to stay, tag along, right? All right, so now I have my base, I have a mask, I have a basic movement to get a camera feel, right? Next thing I would like to do, I would like to put this stock footage I have, let me double click, in front of the gentleman on the cliff looking down. We're gonna come down here, click and drag it to the timeline, and then I'm gonna just take my furthest point. I'm not gonna need all of that. Scroll back in. So now if you look at our footage, we have this story footage we just applied to our Davinci Resolve. The rest of the film is still going. If you can kind of see how it's gonna match with the dynamic zoom. So all we're gonna do here is we're just gonna scale it to size, just like that. We're gonna come over to composition. Normal, we're gonna add. You can also use, if that doesn't work, like a color dodge, either or. So now if you look at it, that after we switch the composition mode from normal to add, it is now see-through. You can see the rest of the image we had initially, right? But I'm just gonna kind of turn down this and see it kind of going away. So I kind of wanted to match the initial image. I want this to be a little bit faster. I'm gonna go ahead and just knock this up to 200 and hit change. That's just switching speed, simple speed. That way, okay, there we go. Now we can kind of tell the difference. That looks a little bit better. It's not moving through the gentleman. That is the importance of the first step we did in this video, was masking him. How is we don't have these coming through him. It is actually going, gives the illusion as if it's going around him. You see how this pokes out right here, like the side. You see, it's like it missed him. Same at his head right here. You can kind of see it, but keep in mind I am zoomed in. But for the most part, when you're back here, you're not gonna really be able to tell, right? Next thing I would like to do is give it kind of this smoky, bitter wind cold effect. I'm gonna do the same thing as I did before. I'm gonna click and drag to the timeline. I'm gonna scroll out, cut it to size, right? We're gonna just scale it up until it fits. Boom, fits. We're gonna take the composition mode. We're gonna, in this situation, I would do a color dodge. And then if you notice now, it is moving as I play through the timeline head. More than likely, we'll be switching the speed of that. Make it look like it fits into this video. So if you notice, the smoke is just way too fast in my opinion. I'm gonna change the clip speed. Okay, let's move that down to maybe 35. Let's try 35%. And just so you know, it's number go down, the slower the clip. Number goes up, the faster the clip. Always remember that when you're messing with clip speeds. And kind of right here in the middle here, you see how it's very noticeable. I'm gonna just turn down that opacity a little bit. Let's try like 75. All right, so there we go. If we look at it now, look at our footage that we have going here. So this is before, at the beginning of this video. And let's just come to timeline and see what we've changed it to. Already looking a lot better. Animating your still image. Next time what I'll be going over is adding just a little bit more effects, you know, maybe some video transitions, the sound as well, how I add the sound in Davinci Resolve. If you want to check out this actual finished product, be sure to click the link below. At this point of the video, you guys have already animated your first still image. Be sure to like and subscribe, comment if you have any questions. I'm open to expand my knowledge in this software as well.